Alex Wehri.
Yep.
We're heading to see Dr. Kelly.
Yes, sir. The witch doctor.
Mr. Miyagi.
Oh. The genie.
It is. Why do we go see him every Friday, Alex?
So we go to see Dr. Kelly because he has the mind of, I don't even know. What would you say his mindset is?
He's like a cross between like a witch doctor and a medicine man.
I agree. The apothecary, kind of, in a way.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, it's kind of like medieval kind of guy that you went to for like snake oil and stuff.
Bloodletting?
Like yeah.
They used to do that shit.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Like, hey, let me just open up your vein and let some blood out. You'll feel better after this. Like, who signs up for that?
For sure.
Of course, Dr. Kelly, which is interesting, is a DOC, which is chiropractic, but that's like adjusting's like the least amount of what he does, really. I mean, he does do that. So that'd be cool each week to see, and I've challenged him too to have like a good nugget for you guys for, you know, self-treatment, things of that nature. I told him to drink his coffee a little earlier, so we'll see if he remembers. I told him he's about to be on the show. I used to tell Doc Kelly I'll drive, because straight up it's like basically about an hour trip.
Yeah.
And so for me on a Friday to drive an hour way out of the way, you got to be fucking good.
Right.
Or I'm not going.
Right. Well, shit. I mean, I've been going to we've been going together, riding down here for what, 5 months?
Yeah, at least.
Something like that. I've been going to him basically ever since after my surgery. So.
Yeah.
And every week it's something different. You know, finding something new, clearing out old injuries and stuff. That's one thing. I don't think people understand like exactly what he really like. When you get injured and stuff, it might be a minor injury, but it could affect you more than what you think. Like
your brain still remembers it,
right? Even
if you're not hurt. See, that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like when I started going to Dr. Kelly's, because I got hurt pulling 600 pounds at 181, and it locked up my whole like left side, my hip, my SI. And even after I got healthy, the body has perceived threat. That is the key. So if you have perceived threat, it'll still shut you down. And what he does is help with the nervous system kind of resets on top of making sure that you're, you know, aligned, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, like this, well, what Todd just found on me, Todd Sable, I saw him on Tuesday, and I had an old ankle injury from baseball back sophomore year. I sprained it pretty bad, and I never addressed it or anything, and I just threw an ankle brace on, and I kept on playing. And so, like, when you have something like that, you may have messed your ankle up, but you continue to play through it or whatever, and then you don't realize down the road you start creating compensation patterns and stuff, jacks up your hips, everything else, and it creates some real problems. So
if you guys don't know what compensation patterns is, it's basically your body working around your injury to protect itself. The problem is, like for instance, when I was like 22, I had a small tear in my pec. I created a compensation pattern for my bench press that has made my scapula a little bit weak, that made this pec a little underdeveloped, not drastically, but just enough that because I never addressed the injury, that then, you know, for like 20 years basically, my body's protecting it, benching a different way, this shoulder kind of grooves differently, and that's how you continue to get more injuries, and also how you end up, you know, potentially hurting other stuff because other stuff is overworking to, you know, I mean, kind of just go around the injury. So
right. That's probably what's happened to me. Like, if it is the ankle that's been messing everything up from the ground all the way up, I mean, I've dislocated both my shoulders 3 times now. So if your contact to the ground isn't there and everything from the chain up isn't in line,
yep.
Like I said, it creates some real bad problems and stuff that you're going to have to live with and stuff. So the sooner you address it, you know, the faster you can get back strong and create stability in the joints and everything.
I love it. Alex Wehri, you're going to squat over 500 pounds next Sunday.
I think I got 500 easy. Yeah. I want to do it.
That'll be your second lift?
Yeah. I'm going to do 485 opener and then 500, probably either 500, 505, somewhere in there, and then probably go 525. I've never, you know, I failed on that 525.
Yeah.
The day that I squatted 500 pounds. I think I got 525 pretty easy.
Dude, you've never done a meet before, so once that adrenaline's going,
that's the truth.
You'll hit that nose torque and it'll be on.
I know. I just need to keep my nerves down and stuff, not get too...
Well, you got to open with something you know you'll smash.
Yeah, I know.
Then, once we can open like 4.5.
I'm going to do 45.
Yeah.
I think I can just kill that.
For sure. because then it's like once you open something easy, butterflies go away, and you're like, let's go, motherfucker, it's on. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped about the meet.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, everybody's basically doing it in the gym, so.
And if they're not doing it, they're coming to help.
Right.
So we should show up a little bit for sure.
There's gonna be a shit ton of guys there. That's gonna be an atmosphere right there. That's gonna be something.
All right, so we're on our way down. We'll catch you down at the office. This is episode 1, Alex. This is gonna be serious.
I'm ready.
Why are you wearing eyeliner? People say that shit to me all the time. I go, bro, are you just taping this? I don't know what the fuck's people. I was like, I'm fucking Italian. I can't open that my dad had like dark eyelashes. Like, why the fuck would I wear eyeliner? I wrote back like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm Italian. He writes back, dude, I thought it was liner. Sorry. Like, do you think that I would, like, did you see me squat 800 pounds yesterday, basically? Fucking kidding me? Eyeliner? Jeez. It's hard to be pretty, Kyle. I think you're gonna be ready for this. Hope you drank your coffee today.
We got the camera
crew. Yeah. This is his big shot.
No pressure.
No pressure. Of course not. Hey, buddy. Work.
I don't know what to call this segment, but I think a couple of the exercises that we try to implement with powerlifters and anyone in general that has trouble getting into their squat position, whether it's evenness and coming down, or they're not really happy about their forward lean when they're coming down. Sometimes what we do is we test them. Alex, we pop over real quick. So why don't we just demonstrate with you this? So why don't we just demo, we have a couple things going with Alex, but Alex, go down to your normal squish split air squat to see where you feel, is one side that's pinchier than the other for you?
This is, okay. It's always this.
So anytime that we're in the gym warming up, maybe you have a heavy deadlift day or a squat day, that's going to be. Basically what we want to do is if you self-assess, do I go down to my squat, I feel a little bit pinch on this side. The first exercise I like to do with athletes, we'll get on the pad here. is, and Alex, you can jump down here too, but you're going to put your right side, the pinchy side, hip down, kind of in this lateral position. They call it lateral recumbent. And if you kind of look at it, it's a lot like a hip hinge in a deadlift, right? I'll spin a little bit this way for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my feet together like this, my knees together, and I'm going to be loaded on my elbow like this. You want to be pretty neutral. Obviously, don't have your elbow out like this, elbow underneath you. Kind of just nice and level underneath. What we're going to do is we're going to raise up, and we're going to extend the pelvis and squeeze the glutes at the top. Okay? And you can let and it is weird, it's hard, right? But think about it this way. So kind of what I'm watching Alex here is he's just kind of doing like a lateral plank raise here, right? This is like a deadlift. Remember, deadlift is like this, almost like you almost like someone in front of you here, okay? So you're gonna wanna actually go from loaded, check this out, loaded back here like you're sitting back in like a deadlift, to extending the pelvis like you would. Yes, a little better, spread those knees a little bit, push your hips back now, touch, then back up, one spread. So what this is doing, all right, let's do 5, push them back, let your knees come together though. Now push, and let the knees push apart. See, Alex, you can see that needs a little work on this. So this is not just a competency thing with him, it's a capacity thing. If he's going to be taking heavy loads, we need to be competent in movements like this. This is easy stuff. Babies should be able to do this almost. But if he's going to take a heavy deadlift, he should be able to do this movement too. It's the same mechanics. This is a deadlift on your side. Okay? So let's pop back up. Let's do 5 or 10 of these. Let's stand back up. Let's go back down on your squat. And let's see if anything changes. Again. Now it's a special case. Sometimes he's had a little work in his hip done. But this is something that you saw his movement a little bit different than mine. But he should spend some time with his pinchy hip down in this lateral recumbent position, okay? That's probably my A1 warm-up day for squats for deadlift. Second one, here's your 2 of the day. This is a little bit different one. Can you jump back down here? Now, if you're having trouble with one hip opening up on your squat, let's say it's your right. Right, what we're gonna do? Okay, I want to have you sit in this position here. Give it like the old school, it's like the old school cheerleading sitting position, right? This is called the shin box. So obviously you can see how your shin's making 90-90 here. This forces external rotation here at this femur and internal rotation here. If you're having trouble going into your squat and thinking about your knees separating or giving room for your torso to drop in between your knees, and you're lacking in one side or you're pinching on that side, let's get this hip in the external position here. And what we're going to do, a lot like a deadlift again, hands kind of like here, sit up tall like a string's attached to your top of your head. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift up like this, watch. And extend the pelvis. Back down, nice and slow. So this is just like time under tension and external rotation on this right side. So again, it's almost like mimicking freedom of range of motion and external rotation on the right, but we're also gaining a lot of stability here. So why these 2 exercises work and why you get more range of motion in your squat is because the muscles that are related here create more proximal stability in a squat pattern, more like your core, your back, your glute, your back, your kind of like your flank here, your QL muscles, your erectors. It helps light up that area, and therefore when we have more stability, more activation, we get more range of motion in distal joints, whether it's your hip or your shoulder. So some of the things that you'll see Corey programming in on this next Get Stacked, he's going to have you doing some overhead carries. That's going to make you have activation through your core when you're carrying with your shoulder in a overhead position. Pretty much the same principle. So Corey programs in things like this that you don't know he's doing it, but he's following rules of movement. Proximal stability allows for distal mobility, so rules of movement. Cut it.
Hanging with Dr. Kelly, you're gonna get way smarter if you pay attention to this guy. Tag him up on IG.
Alright, hey. I'll try to put it together on Fridays. You're good, dude. I come in here, get a cup of coffee. Then we'll get my intro video coming into the coffee.
Yes. Do you suggest anything?
Alex. Episode 1. Just hanging with Alex Wehri.
It was good, I think.
Want to see Dr. Kelly? I think it was good. It just goes to show kind of the, rehab rehab stuff we're doing on a regular basis so we can stay in the game, Alex.
It's a battle, I'll tell you that. Just for me to stay, I'm only freaking 25. It's not good, but we're gonna get it figured out. And
you're fighting some genetic DNA stuff that I
Yeah.
think you're finding out how to manage it now, recovery-wise, which
Yeah.
is, you know, everybody's extremely different.
Yeah, I don't like to make excuses, but yeah, it is something that I have battled through, and my whole family has. I mean, they're all messed up, so I figure, you know, I told my mom this. She's like, you don't need to be lifting those heavy weights and stuff. You're just going to mess yourself up. I said, Mom, look at you. I said, you're already messed up. I said,
And you didn't lift heavy weights.
I was like, what's the difference? I said, nobody in my family's ever done this kind of thing, so we'll find out what happens, you know?
There you go. My thing is, like, the reason why I started doing this and working with Todd Sable is I called Boom Heron up one time. I said, yo, all the dudes are like 40 that still play in the league. How much are they in the trainer's room? He's like, man, G, they live in there. He's like, you need to start taking it serious and going to see somebody on a regular basis to keep you kind of tuned up. And so that's why I started getting real serious about my performance and my just like, you know, rehab and self-treating and having other people help me and just stay in the game because it's so important in my business and me personally as a passion. And this is one of the things we do on a regular basis. And Dr. Kelly will drop knowledge bombs every week. Like, that's just what he does.
Yeah, the stuff that they probably see today, it's going to blow their mind because nobody's probably, a lot of them have never seen it before. So they probably think it's some phony stuff. We weren't kidding when we were talking about it's the witch doctor. Like,
no, it's for real. Though,
yeah.
Because, I mean, I feel way better. Alex has come a long way since his surgery.
Yeah.
It's been unbelievable. So, all right, stay tuned. We're going to keep on hanging out with us every Friday. And Content Kyle's in the back. Kyle, you got anything to say?
Just keep watching.
Okay.
I like it. Okay,
There you go.
let's go.
Peace.